More details have been released about the province's vaccine passport system. That goes into effect next week.
I encourage everyone to print or download your vaccination receipt from the provincial booking portal as soon as possible.
Vaccination proof will be in the QR code system, and that system will then, the Verifier app will then provide all the details, and it's very minimum details, whether the individual can enter the establishment or not with a check mark or an X.
Okay, so here's the breakdown. Starting September 22nd, residents 12 and older must show proof of vaccination in order to enter businesses like movie theaters, gyms, and participate in indoor dining. And then a month later, that is when the province expects to launch that QR code and an app to use. Anyone who refuses could face fines of up to $1,000. Now, experts say there will be some pushback.
I'm talking about people's attitudes towards government, their power. We're all in this together, is really out the window at this point. Our politicians don't even say that anymore. I worry we've lost an element of social cohesion that has been one of our greatest advantages, Canadians, with this pandemic.
A few people are exempt from using those certificates, including those who have a confirmed severe allergic reaction to vaccines, but they do have to have that medical exemption from a doctor. Now, at 11 this morning, Toronto Mayor John Tory will be joining Dr. Eileen de Villa, providing an update on the COVID-19 situation here in Toronto. As always, you can follow that one on our website, citynews.ca. We are getting new details on the Toronto District School Board's mandatory vaccination plan. That has all now been released. Here's City News reporter Erica Natividad with an explanation.
According to the document, all TDSB staff and trustees, as well as those who frequently visit workplaces, must complete the full course of vaccination by November 1st. That means they must have received their second and final dose by that date and be fully vaccinated 14 days after that. In the meantime, those who are not fully vaccinated or have not disclosed their vaccination status must complete a mandatory education program. They will also be given COVID-19 test kits and must complete self-testing at home twice a week and provide proof of a negative test in order to go to work. Requests for valid exemptions under the Human Rights Code will be considered, and the board says it will also provide aggregated and depersonalized data on immunization levels to the Ministry of Education as it is required to do so, and on the TDSB's website. As for what happens if an individual refuses the vaccine or refuses to disclose their vaccination status, the board says they may be subject to administrative or disciplinary action up to and including termination.
All right, let's stay with education now. After not updating their COVID-19 school dashboard since July, the province now says the site is up and running as they begin to report daily number of infections among students and staff. Here's what we're tracking right now. There are 98 cases among students, 15 among staff across the GTA. York Region with the most cases so far with 20, followed by Toronto District School Board with 18, Peel District with 10. As always, we're going to bring you the very latest with COVID-19 when it comes to the cases, the outbreaks, and the closures. We will always be following this for you. You can also head to our website for more, citynews.ca. All right, you want numbers? Here are some numbers. Elections Canada says they noticed a jump this year as millions cast their ballot early for this federal election. Nearly 5.8 million people voted through advanced polls that ran from Friday to Monday. That is an 18% increase from the 2019 elections when over 4.8 million people cast their ballots early. Elections Canada says these are just estimates, as some polls may not have reported their data yet. Let's give you a look now at where the leaders will be campaigning today. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau making an announcement in Halifax at 10 o'clock this morning. Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole in Quebec for a morning announcement, as well an event in the evening. He will be there, staying in Quebec. Green leader Annamie Paul heading to Kitchener this morning for a news conference on climate change and then heading back to the city. And it's going to be a busy day for the NDP's Jagmeet Singh, starting this day with a long-term care announcement in Essex before going to a number of communities in Ontario and ending the day in Concord. Now, we should let you know tomorrow, Mr. Singh will be joining us live here at 8:30. Our third federal leader to join this show during the campaign. We should put this note here. We have requested an interview with the Liberals' Justin Trudeau. He's the only leader from a major federal party that has not confirmed joining us here on BT this month. So stay tuned for this interview with Mr. Singh as well. Stay tuned if Liberal leader Justin Trudeau decides to join us here this week. And to some sad news in the entertainment world. One of Canada's most beloved comedians, Norm Macdonald, has died after a private battle with cancer.
Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel.
Now, Norm, best known for his signature deadpan style on SNL's Weekend Update in the 90s. The Quebec City native also served as writer on TV comedies like Roseanne, starred in films, his own sitcom. And he brought all the laughs when he joined BT just this last fall. A lot of reaction on Twitter, including Jim Carrey calling him a precious gem. Steve Martin says he was one of a kind. Norm Macdonald, 61 years old. And we're going to continue to follow the tributes throughout the morning here on BT. Right now, your time is 6:11. Coming up next, Apple unveiling their new iPhone yesterday, and we're going to talk about what's new. Mike Apple, he's hip. He knows what's going on. He'll bring you those details next.